Good morning. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday season with your family and friends, and that you've gotten a little bit of time off, ever how much you can afford with whatever job you have. Hope you're enjoying some time with family and grandchildren and children and parents and what have you. So today I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, watching this along with you. We're doing another voiceover. Seemed to get a good response about the voiceover last time, so we're trying it again. This painting that we're doing today is on a 10 inch by 20 inch gallery wrapped canvas. I really like the gallery wrapped canvases. Also like this elongated proportion of canvas, a little bit wider than your normal canvas. And we're doing a dual tone swipe. Surprise! I'm really enjoying the dual tone lately, and as you can see, I did something a little different there where I swiped the gold up into the ultramarine blue before I put my ribbons of color down. And there I've done my swipe. The inspiration for this was, again, the sort of Van Gogh color scheme with his sunflower fields, his hay fields in France that he painted a lot, with the black crows up in the sky. I just love that color scheme. I love the contrast between the gold and the ultramarine blue. The one thing I didn't like about that initial swipe, though, which is why I'm still noodling there, is that the blue, yikes, the blue kept coming down into the field. So it's oriented upside down, oriented towards me, the painter. And the gold is, in my opinion, the ground, and the blue is the sky. But I keep swiping the blue into the gold, and it's frustrating me, so I keep trying to fix it. So here we are. This is already the third pour of color into the horizon. And I played around a little bit with picking up my swipe halfway in the sky, which gave a little bit more depth to the horizon. Maybe a little bit of mountainous stuff back there. Adding a little more iridescent pearl and my iridescent gold. And we're just playing. You've seen my swipes before, most of you. It's just a cheap public school paper towel with some water sprayed on it. But now I've started playing around in the last painting and this one too with the chopped up postcards, some junk mail. Wow, I'm really pouring a lot of paint into the middle, aren't I? I just keep trying to get rid of that blue down in the ground area. Also, if you've watched me recently, you know that I'm playing around with trying to make it more like an abstract landscape, moving away from that simple middle swipe. Okay, so also I'm going to go ahead and switch it to so that you can see the orientation with which I am seeing. So now it's flipped towards you, because we're working towards a true abstract landscape. I did a video recently that I will link up in the corner right here, working with these what's called orthogonal lines with linear perspective. So the idea is in the extreme left horizon point and the extreme right horizon point, you have what's called vanishing points, and from those come out straight lines that pivot out towards the viewer and also up towards the horizon that create the illusion of depth. And so that's what I'm doing there with those finger lines that are sort of fanning out towards you. But then there was still some blue there, so I was trying to cover it up with this brown and pearl paint, and also the line of brown up there just to add contrast. Really breaking away from my normal methodology here. Methodology is the word, not mythology. Methodology, using a straw. Hardly ever use a straw, but trying to sort of give the feeling of some foliage up there. So, it feels very wintry, so maybe just some dry, dead bushes that have gone to sleep for the winter. It's starting to look like a field, right? I love the what Kathleen calls a ripple up in the sky, where the gold sort of skipped with the swipe. You see it up in the blue there in the top right corner. Also, I just love the happenstance drips, and that one top middle that, I mean, I don't know, is it a shooting star? I don't care. It's gorgeous. So we have a field with some plow lines coming towards us, and now I've gotten out the skewer and we are sort of accentuating some lines in the painting. Can hear the birds outside this morning. I love it. All right, so I'm sort of, again, just accentuating some lines, drawing down more dark hues into some areas that are a little washed out. There we go, yeah. Drawing some brown down into all that light pearl area. Y'all drinking some coffee this morning? I'm drinking some coffee. French press. I'm touching up the sides here. In some of my earliest paintings, I neglected the sides, and man, I've had to deal with that in the comments on some of my more popular videos. Still to this day, I have people say, why did you not paint the sides? But of course I did sooner or later. It's just not in the video. Okay, so here, just for giggles, I'm putting a little bit of blue into the brown, because that brown is a little too flat, right? Needs some shadow. And what better color to do shadow with than not black, never black, blue. So if those were shrubs, bushes, trees in the distance, then there's some shadow. And I'm trying to do it in a sort of swirly, whirly, scribbly fashion, as would Mr. Van Gogh. Have you guys ever seen the movie Loving Vincent? If you haven't, and you are an appreciator of painting, you should watch that movie. It's the most amazing thing ever. They literally animated the whole movie in his style. So it's like you're watching a movie in his paintings, and they're actually still paintings, oil paintings done by hundreds of artists in his style. And they got really famous artists actors to be in it, and you will recognize a lot of faces, but still it's very painterly and beautiful, and it tells an alternative theory to how he died. I think the understood idea is that he committed suicide, went into a field, shot himself in the stomach because he was mentally ill. But this offers up an alternative. Maybe he didn't commit suicide. So, anyways, Loving Vincent. Check it out. Coffee. Okay. So, we're finishing up here. Lots of little embellishments. I think I'm about to grab the gold and we're gonna work on the pearl area. Yeah, it needs a little something. It's a little too clean. Just a few little branches and swirly whirlies to break up the space a little bit. I do have my canvas tilted a little bit, but not as much as it would seem in this picture. It's just the angle of the camera was not directly overhead, and then I've flipped it upside down so that you can see what I'm seeing as I paint. Anyways, there you go. It's done. I'm satisfied. Definitely moving away from the middle swipe. I tell you what, the middle swipe has been very popular, hasn't it? And I'm grateful for that, but it's a little bittersweet because I don't know. I love it. I love that other people love it. I love that other people are trying it. But really, honestly, I've always been trying to move towards abstract landscape. So here we have it. It's still acrylic pouring, but it's also abstract landscape. Here's some wet shots as it's drying. Lots of noodling in this one. I love it. I hope you do. We'll look at some dried shots here in a second. That's still a wet shot. There we go. And dried. So things really darkened up, a lot more contrast. Man, oh man, that's a good looking painting. There's a lot of depth there, right? Like it just goes back in space. There's a lot to look at. I'm still not quite happy with the two lower corners. We're still working on that, but I really like the horizon. I like what's going on there. I like the embellishments. It's looking good, y'all. Hey, did you know that I have a Patreon now as well as a Teespring account? You can support me by becoming a patron, or you could buy some merch. There's a banner down below where you can buy t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, kids shirts, also coffee mugs. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and click the bell if you want to get notified of my next videos. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.